So something that I have always found very interesting is the way that like Sloptubers all became Zionists so quickly and willingly, even though Zionist like propaganda really isn't that profitable to do anymore as an independent creator, because the appetite for it among the general public has massively decreased and it's only getting worse for them. So there's very little organic financial incentive, as in like people coming to watch your videos willingly and donating to you, like out of the, just random people donating to you rather than big donors, like, because they like your content. So it doesn't really make sense. Most of the Zionist Sloptubers have stagnated or like seen their audiences drop as they have supported Israel throughout the genocide, so it doesn't really make much sense. So the question is, where's the incentive, right? Obviously, these people don't believe the shit that they spew in most cases. They're just doing it because they feel a need, like a primal need to defend Israel. So the question that I asked is there more to it? And the answer is yes, there is more to it. Because at the very least, we have a reasonable level of evidence now that some of the Zionist Sloptubers who we've covered on this channel have been paid by Zionist organizations for quote-unquote advertising services. And the only reason that we know this is because of FEC filings where these sorts of payments have to be disclosed. It's likely that behind the scenes they're receiving even more money. So all of this is publicly available information from the FEC website. You might know about Progressive Victory. This is like a political action committee founded by like Destiny and Brianna Wu, basically to like steal money from people under the guise of them donating it to like the Biden election campaign. And in the 2-year period from 2023 to 2024, they distributed a handsome $1.2 million to themselves and people associated with them, basically for two things: to do Zionist propaganda and to kiss the ring regarding like Destiny and not criticizing him and not going after him for his sex crimes and stuff like that. So you go to the publicly available FCC website, you look up Progressive Victory PAC, you go to disbursements, and you click on other disbursements. $1.3 million spent. So you increase the amount of results per page and search the page for advertising services. And some of the biggest payments on here, because most of these payments are like $500 paid to canvases and stuff. Some of the biggest payments on here went to like people in Destiny's orbit for God knows what. These are like relatively small streamers who clearly have no real pull. And paying them for advertising services is fucking insane, given that they have no pull. What sort of advertising would they do? They don't have any name recognition. Like you see here, Hunter Avalone, for example, was paid $3,000. So Hunter Avalone, who gets what, like 200 viewers, he was paid $3,000 by this PAC funded by donations, with its money distributions is decided by people like Destiny and Brianna Wu. Hunter Avalone paid $3,000 fucking dollars. That's more than his entire YouTube channel makes in like 2 months, I guarantee you. So you search for advertising aside from Hunter Avalone, someone who it makes no sense to be paid $3,000 fucking dollars for advertising because he has no pull whatsoever. We have like Nassif Yunus, aka Lonerbox, who is, I remind you, British, being paid for digital advertising services by an American super PAC. He kissed Destiny's ring, he did Zionist propaganda, he got paid for it to the tune of $2,000. We have Sean Hutchinson, Hutch. That's the COD YouTuber, Hutchinson, Sean Hutchinson, Hutchie, just like my friend Nassif Yunus here, who moved into doing pro-genocide propaganda for Israel, received a generous $2,000 payment from this PAC, despite the fact that he gets like 20 fucking viewers and no one watches him or cares about what he says at all. Like, this is someone who actively, intentionally spreads narratives that cannot be justified in fact, the pro-genocide Zionist narrative, and that are actively detrimental to building a platform for yourself. So you have to wonder, where's the incentive coming from? Why does he do it? Like, he doesn't make anywhere near enough money to do this shit full time, but he does it. He gets like 20 viewers. Where's the money coming from? Here's the answer. He's paid to do it. This is someone who has justified the genocide on the basis that Palestinian birth rates are too high. He's justified the bombing of hospitals and the children within them. Why does he do it? This is the answer. And just to be clear here, I'm not saying this is the only payment they're getting. They're certainly getting more than this. It's just to the extent that the payment could be laundered through official means, this is like the way that you can find it. certainly they're getting paid in other ways besides this. You know, there's no requirement for those payments to be made public. These ones we only know about because they have to be made public legally. Who else have we got here? Aside from, Lonerbox, Hutchinson, Hunter Avalone, Alexander Haley. Who's that? Is that anyone we know? Oh my God, is that Xander Hall? Is that Xander Hall? I think that's Xander Hall. Oh my God, it's Xander Hall! It's that! They paid Xander Hall $2,000 to do Zionist propaganda! No way! It's fucking Xander Hall! No way! There's no fucking way you're paying Xander Hall for advertising services! Holy fuck! This makes it so obvious that this is just like a grift for Destiny to get people on his side, defending him from the sex crime allegations and like spreading Zionist propaganda, because like all of Destiny's favorites are on here. All the people who are mysteriously quiet about him are on here. All of them defend Zionist genocide. Oh my God. $2,000 to Xander Hall. This is amazing. Okay, we got Josiah Eberlin. Who's that? He had a podcast called Pondering Politics, and he was paid to do who the fuck knows what by Destiny's personal donation distributing pack. Guy Cohen. Okay, that name is way too generic. There's no way I'm gonna find out who that is. I'll try though. Oh my fucking God. It's a guy who makes videos praying for Israel. Prayer update for Israel. No way. No way. They're just so blatant about this, aren't they? $2,000 for prayer updates for Israel. Guess who else is on here? I want you to guess. Did you guess Dylan Burns? Yep, Dylan Burns. Got paid $1,000 for doing Zionist propaganda by Destiny. I think the weirdest thing here that I found, there might be more here that I'm just missing. There might be more people whose names I don't recognize. The weirdest one that I found was Destiny's personal chef getting paid $500 to do advertising. Destiny's own personal chef getting paid $500 out of people's donations to do whatever the fuck advertising that he supposedly did. But there's like a ton more people here who were paid for doing supposed advertising that I think it's absolutely worth looking into to figure out just who the fuck they are. Because this is just like a laundry list of people who Destiny wanted to get to kiss his ring and who he paid off to get them to stop talking about his sex crimes and to make them, to reward them for their Zionist propaganda that we know they're not actually profiting from organically. So this one here is Jared Williams DeBolt. And I looked into who that is. And it's Destiny's personal chef. It's someone who, this is the guy who Destiny pays to cook him food. And he got paid $500 by Destiny's fucking, I take your donations to pay my friends pack. The guy used to be like a StarCraft gamer, one of Destiny's friends, went by the name Lycan. And now he is Lycan Cooks, and his job is to cook for Destiny. And he got paid $500 by Destiny's fucking pack for supposed advertising when he has no platform of his own whatsoever that could ever possibly warrant being paid for advertising. Yeah. As I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I guarantee these people are getting paid more than this behind the scenes to kiss the ring, to spread Zionist propaganda, because there's no incentive structure for them to do this that is even remotely organic, If you talk about like basic reality that actually appeals to even normal people, like the obvious fact that Israel commits genocide and stuff like that, you can organically gain followers from normal people. You can't really do that from Zionism anymore, at least not right now, given the obvious genocide thing. The appetite for that sort of content is kaput. So they have to inorganically produce and inflate it, because there's the incentive structure for it is totally inorganic now, totally astroturf. And this is one of the ways in which it's being done, in which Zionism is being kept on life support, because in the propaganda arena, it's losing in a self-explanatory way. And the only way to keep the propagandists from switching sides now that the organic sort of audience for that is drying up is by paying them. Hence, literally, them factually being paid to do this sort of thing by other Zionists. What did Lonerbox's loyalty to Israel cost? The answer is $2,000. If you have ever asked that question, you now have an answer. They paid him as much as they paid fucking Hutch. They did him dirty, honestly. That's embarrassing. I'd fucking take Destiny aside and ask him for a raise. You got cucked in real life and cucked on his salary. Incredible cuckolding.